Welcome to Takeover Talks. I'm glad to be here today, and honestly, today I'm just kind of winging it. So, yeah, um, yeah. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a fantastic weekend. I went on a hike with a couple of my buddies up Bell's Canyon Trail, if you know where that is. Um, but yeah, it was a good hike. It took us about 3 hours. It was a 5 mile round trip hike. Here's some pictures we got here. So this is on the way up. Oh, that does not do justice at all on how beautiful it is up there. It's a good view of the canyon too. Um, Giant waterfall, hard to see. Anyways, it was a good hike. I have not been hiking in probably upwards of 2 years, so that was fun to do that. Um, yeah, Sunday was good. Yesterday, my family's been sick. You might be able to hear it. I don't know. But I decided to go on a bike ride yesterday. I felt sick in the morning. And I kind of went back to bed, and then after that, I was just like, you know what? Like, what's really stopping me? Like, so what? I got a sore throat. Like, get your shit together and go on a bike ride. Haven't been on my bike in probably just as long as hiking, forever. So I just hopped on my bike, got to work, finished I think it's 7 miles in 54 minutes, which not amazing, but we're working on it. Still getting weight on my body. But let's see. I posted on my Instagram last night, like the caption was "Never count yourself out of the game of life, never." So this was me in February. It's hard to see, but you can tell that I'm a twig in it. I'm literally like the definition of me back then was ribs and dick. Um, Obviously, but like it was awful. I was so skinny. I was not getting nutrients I needed. My gut was all fricked up. I'll go over that in another episode, but pretty much the last year or two, my gut health has been awful. I have a stoma. For those of you who don't know, a stoma is so like the end of my bowel or large intestine is super inflamed, and so the the solution to this problem was to divert my stool or poop away from that inflamed and like infected area, and so and just give it some time to heal. They said it'd take about 6 months, so that 6 months would be in August or September, and it's been about 3 months, and it's been like life changing to me. So this is what I look like now. This is a picture I took last night, but definitely more filled in. I that in that time frame, I've gained about 20 pounds, which is pretty incredible. I've been going to the gym like every day, playing basketball. I'm starting to get into biking again, going hiking, all that stuff. So if you're sitting in a bottom in a really low part of your life, like depressed, you got anxiety, you got school. I know it's the start of summer, but school, work, like your parents are getting on you about stuff. Just take a deep breath and realize that the clock only moves a second at a time, and you just have to realize that you have so much more time than what's being thought of, and you just gotta just take a second and just take a deep breath. And you know, as much like this feels like it was almost yesterday to me that I was just feeling like crap and whatever, but it's been 3 or 4 months and I feel great. I can't express how thankful I am for the medical advances in today's world. But in all honesty, if you are feeling low and if you're in a bottom part of your life, you have to realize that the only way to go up, like the only way to go is up from there. Like it can literally only get better from there. Um and you have to realize that it doesn't matter where you are in life. If you have been working for this job, um or working for a goal, let's say your goal is to, buy a Porsche. Once you buy that Porsche, life isn't just going to level out. It's not going to level out and just, you're not, it's not going to be consistent after that. It doesn't matter where you're at in life, it's going to go up or down. And that's just the way it works. And you have to, when you're in those low parts, even when you're in those high parts of life, you have to really just embrace it. And honestly, I would start out with writing down the things that you can control, and then writing down the things that you can't control, and forget about the things you can't control because you can't do anything about them. And then look at each of the things that you can change, that you can do, and say, okay, how can I change me being fat? Okay, go to the gym, um, work out, eat better, blah 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 blah, and just find those things, even just small things, um like for me, like right now, um I've set an alarm for every day this week to get up at 8 o'clock. I know that sounds lazy to get up at 8 o'clock, but I've been getting up at 11 or 12 every single day. And it's it's really hard to change things drastically. And so one thing I've learned from that's actually starting to help me is, I was like, dude, like just get up at 8, get up at 8, get up at 8, get up at 8. But I broke it down even further than that and said, okay, let's go to bed at 11 instead of 1. Now let's try to get up at 9:30 instead of 11. And so just these subtle changes can help you reach a goal of, okay, I'm now in bed at 10 or 11 at night, and I'm getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and that's all the sleep I need. That's more than enough sleep I need, actually. But um, yeah, just these subtle, and I talked about it in the last episode. That just these subtle changes change everything. They make the difference. And I told you guys about my planner, my calendar. If you do not have a planner or calendar, I suggest getting one because it's helped me remember stuff. It's helped me keep track of stuff. It helps me become a better person every single day, and I highly suggest getting it. Um, you know, and again, I didn't think too much of it. I was like, you know what, maybe I should get a planner, whatnot, and I did, and it's game changer. So I would honestly just say look for those little things, and uh, I mean, even just look for the bigger goals and see how you can simplify them lower to more attainable goals. Which is another thing. Like, set yourself goals. Um, I have a couple goals for the month of June. One of them is I'm currently sitting at about 124 pounds, which is, not a lot for a guy being 6 foot tall. But I have a goal of getting to 133 pounds by the end of this month, which I think is an attainable goal. I think it's going to take some effort, but I'm willing to do it. And another one is get a job, whether that's, I've been talking to some people down south about getting a job with them and, moving down there for the summer or whatnot. So, that might change, but um, one of my goals is just by the end of this month have a job, whether it's working at a hospital, whether it's working, at Swig, it doesn't matter. Just get a job. Um, and I actually had my aunt told me that I could go work at Camp Williams and mow down there. And they pay pretty well. They have a good schedule. So, but yeah, just setting goals, like write write it down. Like I know you're just like, I can set a goal in my mind right now. Like No, you can't. You really can't. Trust me, I've done it, and I feel like I can do it in my mind, but I just can't. Write things down. Take notes on things. If you want to get better at something, if you want to build habits and stuff like that, write it down. Um, get in a habit of writing things down, and I promise you that'll help. Um, but another one of my goals, more of like a long term goal. Not this month, but next month there's a Spartan race in Utah, um, and it's on July 20th, so that's about a month and a half away. The one I do is about 13 miles long, so a half marathon, and it's got 30 obstacles in it. I don't run all that much, but I think it's an attainable goal to get there and be able to do that. And so I think things like that help set you up for success. If you find something in the future, like just if you just work towards anything, if you write it down and, you know, keep track of the things you need to do every single day to get there, you will eventually get there. Sometimes it may take longer than usual. Sometimes you can get it done faster than usual. But write things down. Um, Side note, we're getting into summertime. It's nice and hot outside. Shaved ice places are opening up. I freaking love shaved ice. Um, I know this is totally off topic, but um, like I think with these goals and with these, things, you should be able to reward yourself. And I think one way that I'm gonna reward myself this summer is with shaved ice. So yeah, just for those of you who forgot, shaved ice is now open. Go get yourself some. Um, but if you're, you know, never mind, scratch that. Next thing, the last episode I emphasized the word yet a lot, and just saying like you're not there yet, you're not good enough yet, things like that. I started to think, like, come up with ideas of how I could really get that out there and make that word known, because yet is such a strong word to me. And I thought about starting a clothing brand, and I mocked up a sweatshirt last night. And so the front is pretty simple. Gosh, come on, bro. Anyways, this sweatshirt, it just says yet on the front with a period. And then on the back, it says, you're not finished yet. You're not strong enough yet. You're not fast enough yet. You're not smart enough yet. You're not good enough yet. Get to work. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, please let me know if this is a good idea. Again, it's just one of the sporadic thoughts that I have. But I this actually means a lot to me. Like, the word yet has just helped me have such a healthier growth mindset about things, and it's helped me focus on things. Like on my bike ride yesterday, I was like, dude, I don't even know if we're halfway yet, or just like we're not there yet. And I know, like I was dying pedaling uphill. If you know, mountain biking in Utah just sucks going uphill, but it's hella fun downhill. But I was just like, we're not there yet. And at the top of this trail, you know when you start to get to the top, when you can start to see the houses and hear the construction, because they got a lot of construction at the top. So I started to see the houses, and I was like, okay, we're literally almost there. Just keep going. But I know it's not going to be that given. Like, you're not going to be given signs when you're there yet. But I have a strong emphasis in the word yet, and the power behind it just means a lot to me. And so I think, I've had a lot of ideas about this clothing brand. So if you would be interested in this, let me know. We're still kind of I'm still kind of thinking about it. I mean, again, this is just a last night idea, so I don't really know. But I'm thinking about making like some cutoff sweatshirts, some cutoff shirts, um, maybe some shorts later on. But I kind of want to focus towards the gym, because I think the gym is a place where you get things done. Like, if you want to progress towards anything, the gym is where you get faster. The gym is where you get stronger. The gym for me has helped me gain a better mindset, because when I'm done with the workout, I go sit in the sauna and I read a book, and I study things on how I can get better, or so I think the gym is just a great place for growth, and I think that's kind of where my niche for this clothing brand would be, is towards the gym. But yeah, so just another one of those thoughts. NBA finals start on Thursday this week. I'm hoping to get out an episode on Friday talking about game one. But I am going down to St. George to talk about some jobs down there, some interviews, stuff like that. So we'll talk about that more. Hopefully I'll get an episode out Friday. If not, I'll put one out as soon as I can. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We might just have to wait till next Tuesday. I'm not sure. So, but we'll get there. Yeah, I think I went to lunch with my aunt today, and people try to put in perspective that my life is difficult right now because of this stoma bag, and you just have to have a positive attitude about it. And there's a lot of downsides to it, like you're not normal. You get perceived as different or weird or like disgusting because you're carrying a bag of poop around on your side, whatnot. But you have to think positive about it, because you have to think like I really could care less what other people think about it. If you don't like that I am not normal, like that I have, some would call it a disability. I'm not calling it a disability, because I truly don't think that it makes me not able to do some things. I can do anything I want. But if someone tells you can't do something, or you're disabled or whatever, throw that shit out the window. That means nothing, dude. Like, whatever. Like, I am the most capable human being I have ever been in my life. Period. Like, I've never felt so good in my life. And I think just having a positive attitude and having a drive towards being positive is so detrimental on mental health these days. And you know, like, I'm a firm believer in mental health is the stupidest thing on earth. I don't believe in mental health. I don't believe in depression. I don't. It's you're telling yourself you're depressed. You're telling yourself you're sad. You're telling yourself that you can't do something. It's all mental stuff. It's you against you. If you feel like you're not good enough for a person, that's you telling yourself that. That's not them telling you that. And even if they did tell you that, you shouldn't take that to heart, because that means nothing to them, or it shouldn't mean anything to you. And so I guess a lot of what I have to say is, like, just keep a positive attitude. And, like, I've had so many people tell me, like, oh man, your life must be so hard, like it must suck having to do that every single day of your life and have to deal with that. Dude, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. It's made me stronger. It's made me mentally and physically stronger. It's made me do things that I would have never thought of doing. I would have never thought to run a Spartan race. Never on planet Earth. Who the frick likes running? Running is a punishment. But I'm doing it because I want to test my physical capabilities and give myself kind of a confirmation that I can do something. And um I'm sick of people telling me that this is a disability, and that it's got to be so rough to live with. It's not a disability. I'm not able to do something. So, if someone tells you can't do something, just give them the bird. They're not worth having in your life anyways. If, even if they're your friend, dude, they may be joking, but just deep down inside, you know that you can do something. And use it as fuel. Like, if someone says you can't do something, go out of your way to do that thing, just to prove that you can do that thing. And I feel like, me mentally, like, I've told myself, like, man, I don't even know what I can do now. And so with the Spartan race, I've just like, you know what, I'm going to put obstacles in front of me and see how far I can go. And so the first one was getting outside and going on a hike and then going biking and things like that. And so I think my next step is, all right, let's work towards a Spartan race. Let's see if we can do a half marathon with a bunch of obstacles in it, you know? And, basketball. I find myself gassed playing basketball every single night. But, like in the moment, I feel like just killed. But afterwards, I feel so good because I know that I went out there and tried my hardest playing basketball. And, it doesn't really matter how I did because we're playing next Tuesday and Thursday anyways. You're going to forget about last week. You're going to forget about the last week's games. Honestly, if I wasn't consciously thinking about the last week's games, I wouldn't have remembered that I lost 8 times in a row. I was scoring points, I was putting up buckets, but I lost 8 or 9 games in a row. So you just have to keep a positive attitude. Don't let people get in your way. I've been liking this short story format for my podcast. Keep it to 20, 25 minutes. So I think with that said, I'll end it with a quote from Andy Elliott. He said it in his Instagram live stream yesterday. Quality of your life will come down to the level of your leadership. And so that has pushed me to become a leader more. And that's why I like coming on this podcast and saying you can do something. There's nothing in your way to stop you saying that you can't do something. And just go after it, man. You got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. And that's all I got. You have nothing to lose. The quality of your life will come down to the level of your leadership. Be a leader. Show who's boss. Show that you are capable of doing stuff. Don't be the small guy in the situation. Be the bigger man. Let people know that you are him. With that said, hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I'm hoping to get a podcast out Friday. I'm not really sure how this trip's going to pan out. But if you haven't already, go set yourself goals. Fail to plan to fail. Get out there and get it done. If you got nothing ahead of you, schedule something. Start getting things done. Sign up for a Spartan race. Do whatever. But yeah, that's the end of this episode of Takeover Talks. I'm Tommy Prince, and we will see you in the next episode. Peace.